All right, so Bonneville Speed Week is officially over, at least for us anyway. There's still a little bit of time for cars to keep running. It's about 10 o'clock on Friday, so they're going to shut the staging lanes down about 11 or noon, depending on how things look. But man, this was a Bonneville for the books. I tell you what, we got here the Sunday before Speed Week started, and everything was looking amazing. The salt looked great, the weather forecast looked great, even though it was a little on the hot side. And then Tuesday it rained. And for everyone that has never been here or doesn't know kind of how Bonneville works, is the salt flat is the basin of the mountains. So you could get a quarter-inch of rain in the surrounding areas and it'll run down, it'll pool on the salt. So we didn't get a ton of rain, but man, there was a lot of water. So we were kind of in a holding pattern from Tuesday, I think Thursday they started doing tech in town, which is very unusual. So down at the historic Wendover Airfield, where they trained the heavy bombers in World War II, we started doing tech on cars. Got most everybody teched through, and then they opened the salt on, I think it was Sunday for workers, and then Monday for everybody to set up pits, if I believe right. This week's just kind of a blur with days and times because we've been out here so long and it's been sun up to sundown every day. So the salt opened up and it was still really, really wet. There's still a lot of standing water at Land's End and in the pits, and everything was kind of rutted up. So we weren't going to bring the car out onto the salt because it was just so bad. And Kiwi Steve took us out to the starting line Wednesday about noon when we told him we weren't going to run. And he's like, look, the course is pretty decent. It's a little soft, but overall he recommended that we run. So we kind of changed some stuff up. We put a hitch on the unibody, and my little black enclosed that Aaron had pulled out with the motorhome, we swapped that over, and we made a very small portable pit. So we didn't have to bring the big truck and the big trailer out. We just had a little 18-foot enclosed car trailer, and we just pretty much hot lapped it. You know, we'd make a pass, we'd get right back in line, we'd turn the car around inside the trailer, you know, get everything refueled, rewatered, anything that needed fixed, we'd fix. So we got Jimmy in it for the initial test run, and we had a fueling issue on the first run. We'd forgot to turn the fuel pressure back up a little bit, so it was kind of leaning out at about 100 mile an hour. So we got that fixed, and then we put Aaron in for his rookie runs, and we had a clutch issue, so we fixed that night. And then we got Aaron's rookie run in, we got Jimmy licensed up to a D license, and then I got my rookie run. So total we had about 6 runs, including the ones with a couple mechanical problems. So the fastest we went in a timed mile, I believe Jimmy went 127 to get his D license, which the car has a lot more in it, but the problem is it was the first mile was very wet and very bumpy, so it was kind of a slow go to get there. We were running the 258 gear, which we had planned for good salt, and with our little mobile pit setup, we didn't feel like changing the rear end gear. I think we could have got that number higher in the course that we had if we had put like a 270 in, just so we could get there faster after we got through the bumpy stuff. But even with the 258 gear, with a 1-to-1 fourth gear final drive in the flathead, in mile 3 it pulled the whole mile in fourth. So we think that, you know, we've got enough power, and we just need to get that fine-tuned to where we can get it to pull fast enough in our 3-mile span on good salt. So overall, I feel this was a great success. Like I said, I got my rookie run and my E-license. Aaron got his rookie run and his E-license, and Jimmy licensed up from an E to a D in the car. We worked out some issues, kind of saw what the car, you know, how it handled, which was great, by the way. I mean, it was one-hand drive. I mean, granted, we weren't driving crazy fast, but still, I mean, you know, one hand on the wheel, one hand on the shifter at, you know, anywhere from 100 to we went a little over 130, but it wasn't over the entire mile. So on the salt surface. So it handles really well, very stable car, so I'm very happy with the way the event turned out. Other than the rain, it could have been way better, but we made the best situation out of the conditions we were provided, and that's all we can do. Bill Latin and the SCTA, they did a great job managing what they had with the rain. I mean, that put a huge hurting on everything, you know, the delays and the courses, and you know, usually there's 2 to 3 courses, and this was a short course. They just took it down to 1 course, and it's 3 miles. So a lot of the big cars, you know, they had to change some stuff up so they could run in 3 miles versus 5. But again, you know, the SCTA did a great job with changing things on the fly to fit the conditions, and you know, this was a really good event. I've been out here when it's been wetter, and I've been out here when it's been dry and awesome, and this kind of falls in the middle of that. You know, we still ran. It could have been better, but it could have been worse, and I think I've got good memories with Aaron and Jimmy that'll last a lifetime, and we're gonna get the car back to Cincinnati and get it all cleaned up, go through some stuff, and get it prepped for El Mirage in November. So Jimmy and I are going to take the car out, and we have to get re-rookie runs and license up at El Mirage, and we'll see how that goes in November. And yeah, thanks for following along on this journey. It's been something, and I'm exhausted, and I'm pretty much ready to go home. But man, this 3-day drive is really going to kick my ass, because we've been pulling. I think we were getting up at 5:30 to get to the Salt by 6. And then, like last night, we didn't even get back into town until 9:30 at night. So it's been like that. For about a week. So just pretty exhausted. And on the way home, it's going to be like time traveling. We're going to lose some time. So everything's going to be kind of screwy. But again, I want to thank you guys for watching on this journey. I didn't get some of the cool shots that I wanted to get just due to being so busy with trying to make things work. Kind of with the situation. So this isn't an ideal video, and I didn't get the ideal footage, but just like the SCTA and this event, we're making the best of what we've got. And I do want to thank you again for watching, and stay tuned, and we'll catch you on the next one.